taking that there from Samjana Kharka, and she gets a well-deserved boundary for that intention of hers.
Again, they had the fielders in place, the deep mid-wicket, the long on. This time Kotka says, I'll split you in half, go straight down the middle of cow corner, pick up the first boundary. Then onto the leg side, picked up nicely, found the gap.
Smart batting. Goes leg side once again. Got plenty of that on that particular stroke. And it's Ruchi Venkatesh who does the cleaning up. 2 runs taken. Very good running between the wickets on display yet again from Kharka.
After losing that early wicket, this over, runs have started to flow for Nepal. It's been a good one so far, 7 off the next 3 deliveries with 2 balls remaining.
Goes big, and does she go long? No. It is a catch, and Mariko Hill cannot believe it. That is going to go down as an absolute worthy of a take from the senior campaigner from Hong Kong, China. The batters, however, will wait as the umpire goes upstairs to have a conversation with Samad Akbar, the third umpire, just to check if it was a clean catch and if any part of Mariko Hill's person touched the boundary.
I think that comes into play from Mariko's response when she took the catch. She looked down and had a feeling of disbelief that she was still inside the rope. She's confident that she took the catch. Now the umpires are as well. The second wicket has fallen in the second over. Alison Sue has 2.
Well, that was a superlative take from Mariko Hill. And that look of disbelief, followed by a chuckle, only to be mobbed by her teammates, is going to make the highlights reel, isn't that sequence?
I think if any of the other 10 players for Hong Kong China were out there and long on, it would have gone over their head for 6, the tallest player for Hong Kong China. Right on the boundary, taking a very good catch. It's an exciting over, this one. 1 ball left of the second, 2 wickets, 7 runs. New batter out of the crease, Mahato.
Captain and vice captain in the middle now. It's going to be a tall ask ahead of Nepal. 2 early dismissals. And the take from Mariko Hill, of course, an absolute blinder. How well she judged that take, of course. It had the elevation, but she made sure she was
front is dealing in singles and dots. It's a solid first over for her so far. Harder back on strike on 2.
Launched into the leg side. Rift of timing once again. Just an under edge. A single taken. Boundaries is the need of the hour to inject any urgency in this innings. Both these batters are well equipped to do exactly that, Aaron.
They're charging. They're coming down the pitch. The ball's staying a little lower than they're expecting. I'm getting the feeling from, especially from the quicks. So it's coming off the toe of the bat more often than the middle.
Shuffles across, nicely pulled away. Enough muscle on that to hum away closer to the ropes, but it stops yet again the ball there. 2 runs taken. Good running between the wickets from the captain and the vice captain.
And that slow outfield, probably depriving the captain, Obama, of a boundary there. Waited on that time, went across the line, picked it up nicely. Unless you go aerial, looks like it's going to slow up in this outfield. They've managed to get the game on the ground. Staff doing a fabulous job all day.
Got across nicely, straight to sweep the cover. They want the second run. Decide against it eventually, perhaps the right decision made. And that's going to be the end of the third over. Nepal 20 for 2.
Solid start from both sides here. And the overs reduced, match 2 overs remaining. There, 20 on the board for Nepal. 2 wickets valuable for Hong Kong, China as well. It's the only other 5 over match we've seen. Nepal was in that one as well. 40 on the board, 41 I believe from Bahrain. Wasn't enough. So can Hong Kong, China from here restrict Nepal to around that target, chase it down. Alison Sue, after getting 2 wickets in a first, to bowl a second. Comes well across, punches hard onto the offside, out into the deep. Shamseen Shahzad, strong arm, keeps it to a single.
They floated the bat nicely, but finds the fielder, which has been the theme of this innings so far. 3.1 overs done already. Anything close to a 50-run mark, and we are going to have a game on our hands, Aaron.
Alison Sue is dealing in singles. Did get hit for 4, took 2 wickets. Looking for more, keeping it well outside off, inside the tram lines. Into Obama comes a long way down, has to scamper back quickly. It's in the books and there's a dot. Thumbs up from Alison Sue.
There was a run-out opportunity. Had wicketkeeper Hugh Chong be more alert that it was at the non-striker's end that she perhaps needed to throw that ball. Went for the wicketkeeper's end. Then Pooja Mahato was more or less safe.
10 legal deliveries remaining in the Nepal innings. Shuffles across, puts it very wide up in the air. Straight down the throat of the captain. Natasha Miles takes the catch. The 3rd wicket falls to Nepal on 21.
Skied it up. After reaching for that, had shuffled across so much that she ended up thick edging that one, and she will be very, very disappointed with that choice of stroke play with Pooja Mahato. The result, Natasha Miles, after making the most of the hang time she got, makes the most of the catch, and out comes that celebration, that roar from Hong Kong, China.
Alison Sue, previously with the best against Nepal of 1 for 12, now has 3 for 9 in 9 deliveries.
I can tell you, she should be fancying a 5-4 in what would be the first 5-wicket haul in this tournament. We've seen a couple of 3-wicket hauls, a 4-4 from UAE, and of course, that century from Isha Oza. Is this the day where we get the first 5-4 of the tournament of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup Asia qualifiers?
Well, Nation, you're putting the pressure on Alison Sue here. She only has 3 deliveries left in her spell. 2 of them are going to be wickets to get the Michelle Pfeiffer. She'll be wrapped if she can do that. El-Bashi to the crease at number 5. Again, outside off, gets the dot. What an over this is in a 5-over match. 1 dot wicket dot.
An excellent display of discipline from Alison Stew. Constantly kept targeting that fourth stump line, forcing ingenuity in vain from the opposition batters.
This one on the stumps and driven out into the deep. Will only be a single though. Venkatesh again. Good arm in. One ball left of the penultimate over.
Hong Kong China's fielders in the deep have done really well, especially Ruchika Venkatesh, whom the ball has followed, mind you, across both sides of the turf. It's not easy fielding out there in the deep, either side of square. It's credit to their fielders.
A charge, it's skied up in the air, straight back over the umpire's head though. Will pitch inside the circle. Only going to find a single, but Nubama will retain strike. What an over it is again from Alison Sue. She's got 3 for 11 from her too. After 4, Nepal 23 for 3. A Hong Kong player who opened proceedings with the ball in hand will finish it off as well. The left arm spin of Carrie Chan, player in women's T20Is, to have 2 hat-tricks to her name. Started tidily, just 6 runs off her first. Now the death over goes to Carrie.
Oh, she's got all the experience, hasn't she, Carrie Chan? Been such a great servant of Hong Kong China cricket. Has done a lot of great work for the sport. Of course, the board behind the scenes as well. Her appetite for those runs and wickets hasn't lessened over the years, however.
Alison Sue doing everything to Nepal, taking wickets and then tying shoelaces. Obama's ready to go. Final 6 deliveries of the first innings of game 12. Again, down the wicket, keeps it along the ground. Mariko Hill will pick it up, and it'll only be a single again for Nepal. 24 on the board with 5 deliveries remaining, Anisha.
Yeah.
Doesn't look enough.
Definitely not at this juncture. No boundaries, remember? It's not something you see often in this format, however.
And sweeping across, straight to the fielder, but Palmer was coming quickly and gets through nicely.
This is, of course, a 5 overs a side match. So you have so much to play with. And Nepal produced something different here.
Again, down the wicket, high on the bat. Not going to push for 2 as Hill comes in quickly again. Just dealing in the ones. It's been a stellar effort for the Hong Kong China team. Needing the win, of course, not having a game played yet. 2 abandoned. Full this time, and will go out into the deep. Once again, kicking out the fielders. Good throw in from the deep.
They've got the rocket arms, nice and polished. Have the Hong Kong China players. Solid throws from the deep, ensuring that the 2s are kept to just single runs. It's worked really well for them.
Shuffles right across in front of that off stump as this trickles away. Wait for the signal, it is a leg by.
All 3 bowlers deployed. Carrie Chan, Sue, and of course Ikra Sahar have been on the money with the ball.
Final delivery of the 5 overs for Nepal. And it's just going to be a big inside edge through for another single. 6 runs will come from the final over. Nepal are going to finish their 5 overs on 29 for 3.
And that would be a score that would make Hong Kong China captain Dash Miles really, really happy, because she had won the toss and decided to insert Nepal with the bat. And look the outcome that it has reaped as a result. Just 29 conceded with a 3 wicket to the name of Alison Sue.
So the equation is Hong Kong, China. They're going to need to go at 6 and over. A run of ball will get them the victory today when they come back from the innings break. It's all to play for Hong Kong, China. They need the points. They've got 2 single points from abandoned games. They need to find a win to stay in touch with Nepal. Nepal gets this win, you can almost guarantee that they will go through to the Super 3. So the last 5 overs, there is so much to play for here at AIT Cricket Ground.
And of course, that is how the Nepal batters went about their business after they were sent in. The captain Indu Verma losing the toss. Sanjana Kharka, of course, the pick of their batters, hitting that solitary boundary that came off the 5 overs across the innings, got into double digits. But the others, not a great story coming off their performances. 2 runs for
Sahar also going at a run of ball, which means 29 for 3 after 5. They'll need 30 for victory here after the innings break.
Hello and welcome back to the live broadcast of the Hong Kong China versus Nepal Group C fixture here at the ICC Women's T20 World Cup Asia qualifier in Bangkok. And we are just a few minutes away from the start of the chase. And it is Hong Kong China who are chasing 30 runs. But don't be fooled by the number, hey, because the clouds are looming, the nerves are dangling, and two priceless points and potentially a first win in the tournament for Hong Kong China are on the line. It's a small target, but a very, very big moment in Group C, isn't it?
Yeah, Nation, it is a big 5 overs coming up, and it was clinical by Hong Kong China. They'll be very happy with what they did. 30 overs, 3 wickets. That means 10% of all deliveries that Nepal could score off were wickets. And the other factor in that one, no extras, unforced extras. It was only just the one leg bye, so it was tidy bowling. They used pace as well. They did use spin with Carrie Chan for 2 overs, but they were happy to put the pace onto the bat. And it was the unforced errors by the Nepal batters that was a bit of their downfall.
The want of timing and connection in most of their cross-batted strokes, a flurry of them came out in quick succession. Not a lot coming of them. And from the looks of it, we will have Carrie Chan opening the innings alongside Shanzine Cesar. So that's clearly a new opening combination for Hong Kong China in this crucial encounter.
I was wondering who they were going to send out, Anisha, but I was thinking maybe Natasha Miles, the captain, Mariko Hill, big hitter, noted hitter, but they've sent out the pairing of Shanzine and Carrie. Need to go to run a ball. We're almost ready to get underway here.
Kavita Kunbar handed the opening bowling duties, was terrific with the ball in that last game against Bahrain. Another 5 overs a side match, but on that occasion it was Nepal who came out on top. And from the looks of it, it is Hong Kong China who clearly have their nose ahead because it's 30 required of as many deliveries. Run a ball you're looking at?
Exactly a run a ball. Deep third in place and a deep mid wicket. Square region looks vacant for Shazad. Square leg, the backward square on the 45. Packed offside field. Extra cover, point, backward point, mid off, looking for catches. Parts for 0 off 0. The first wicket falls for Hong Kong.
Bit of an injudicious run that. There wasn't a clean collection from the wicketkeeper. Spotar with the gloves, but she was absolutely on the money with that direct hit. Easy decision for the umpire, and Carrie Chan had to depart.
Well, Natasha Miles, the captain, coming out of the crease at number 3 very early on. There's unforced errors from the Nepal batters losing wickets, and straight away Hong Kong, a little bit of nerves perhaps. Just looking for a run of ball, went for a run that wasn't there. And the first wicket is down already.
And the captain carries in so much experience, has served the side with distinction. And here with qualification for the Super 3s on the line, she will need to use a lot of her prudence and that experience we're talking about. In the meantime, some equipment from the ground staff needs sending back to the hut. They've been terrific throughout the course of the last 6 hours. Have been the Thailand Cricket Association ground staff here at the AIT. Goes for the big, glorious cover drive, doesn't connect, and thankfully, from a Hong Kong China perspective, they do not take a run.
Again, second delivery from Kurwa, staying low. We saw that in the first innings as well. Batter's not timing it correctly, sticking it, maybe spinning on a little bit, but it is staying low. Have to take that into account.
Oh, deft touch. There is an appeal for an edge, and it is going to be a second wicket for Nepal, and the first wicket of this defense from Kapita Kunwar. Excellent bowling, bringing in due rewards.
Almost a perfect start here for Nepal. Wicket off the first one, dot, followed up by the feather edge, and good glove work, allowing Kunwar to get her first and get rid of the very dangerous captain for Hong Kong, China. Feathered through, got down low on the pads. Good glove work from Ruby Potter. Completes the wicket. Miles walks back. Hong Kong have lost 2 without any runs on the board.
And both those dismissals having the big imprint of wicketkeeper Ruby Potter, especially with that terrific glove work for that caught behind. Her initial movement, mind you, was to go against the direction of that edge, but she made that late adjustment so very well to eventually bounce that take.
Mariko Hill coming out at number 4 in the first over, faced the 4th delivery of this innings. Hong Kong's highest run scorer, only century maker, took that brilliant catch in the first innings as well. Can she do it all? Can Nepal find yet another wicket in this first over?
Times this well enough, but straight to Indu Burma, the captain. Well, at the start of this chase, Nepal would have been the side displaying more nerves perhaps, because it's not a tall target, but with these 2 early dismissals, I have a feeling things may have turned.
2 wickets, 2 dots, no runs, almost, well, 2/3 of the way through the first over. So vital, and Nepal lapping this up.
And you can sense that through the body language, the energy exuding from the inner circle of this Nepali infield. Oh, nice looking cover drive. The sweeper cover comes heading in. Riya Sharma, there is a misfield, and they should go for the second run. It's going to be 2 runs for Mariko Hill to get off the mark. Important runs these are.
Nice cover drive, should have been 1. Ball will be hoping still low total doesn't cost them. Get back for 2. And Hill starts her run chase. 28 off 25, 1 ball left for the first.
Oh, excellent delivery that into the stumps. A dot to finish her opening over, and just 2 runs conceded of it. But most importantly, 2 wickets coming in that extraordinary over by Kapita Kunwar.
What was a run-a-ball equation? It's a lot more now. 28 off 24 for Hong Kong, China. Just a brilliant start for Nepal, defending the low total of 29. Just 2 runs. Somebody who's in some form at the moment is Shanzeen Shahzad. Getting runs as of late. A top score for her is against Nepal. 54 made back in March. It's her first 50. It's T20I half century. Won't be getting one of those today, of course.
As far as Nepal are concerned, it's going to be faced from both ends. Pooja Mahato, the vice captain, very valuable customer, and opening bowling duties for Captain Indu Burma. She's going to operate the far end and take the ball away from the right hander. And under overcast conditions, she will let herself not just get some movement off the surface, but also in the air.
Again for Shanzeen Shahzad, a deep mid-wicket and a long on, the 2 outside the circle in the final over of the 2-over power play.
Oh, nice looking stroke, straight to the fielder, but a waiver throw ensures that Mariko Hill gets to the wicketkeeper's end without any damages caused.
That's the nerves, perhaps, for Hong Kong, China. They know they need to score it more than a run-a ball. And even hitting it to the field, they're chancing it on the arm. Fortunately for the two batters out in the middle, the throw was wayward.
You can tell that both sides are feeling nerves. Such a crucial fixture this. A win consolidates Nepal's position atop Group C. They already have a win under their belt. And of course, an additional point, the third point that you see on the points table from a washout. On the contrary, Hong Kong, China are still looking for their first win and just have 2 points from as many washed out fixtures. Nicely punched on the back foot. Is it going to be a clean kick? Oh, no, it's not going to be a clean pickup. That was Roma with that fielding effort. Wasn't on the money. The result, a single conceded.
They've got some wickets early here, Nepal, but the nerves in the field, we've seen a misfield, high throw, and then fumble there on the pickup, allowing another single. Shazad back on strike.
Oh, play and a miss. There was a brief interest shown by Pooja Mahato in terms of yet another caught behind. But thankfully for Hong Kong, China, no edges given this time around. They've already lost 1 wicket to that mode of dismissal.
Mahato getting the ball to shape back in nicely. One there, another valuable dot in the second.
Clobbered into the leg side. They are fancying a second run there, sent back judiciously. It's been a very good over. The opening over from Pooja Mahato is 3 singles conceded of the first 4 balls.
The singles and the dot just adds to the pressure, pushes the run rate required now up to 7.5. These two looking to get themselves set, but there's not a lot of time. Only got the 5 overs, of course. From here, they've got 3.2. They need to go at 7.5. Go back on strike.
Throws her hands at this one. Another good pickup there. The infielders have been absolutely agile, sprightly on the edge of the inner circle. Excellent athleticism on viewing here from the Nepali players. Shahzad back on strike after a while. And she finds the boundary of this last delivery. Goes downtown. Should be easily 2 runs of that as Rubina Chetri cuts that off. Brilliant over nonetheless from Pooja Mahato. 6 runs conceded. And after the second over, Hong Kong, China are 8 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Power play done. 8 in the first 2 for Hong Kong, China, 2 down. These two now starting to get the partnership forming. A little chat in the middle between Hill and Shazad. They got the 6. They need to go at 7s and more. So we'll see some more big hitting. We saw in the first innings, attempted big hitting can also bring catches, and you miss it, get castled.
And it's going to be the first change. Riya Sharma into operation here from the media box end. A crucial third over coming up. Decisively till the favors. Mariko Hill, of course, can bring out the big strokes, got those long levers, which she uses very often.
Protecting the boundary on both sides of the wicket. As Ria comes in, and there's a charge to start with, finds a gap through extra cover. Long off coming around. Chetri picks up another run on the arm for 2.
Yeah, the timing is there. Sweet one on that, but straight to the fielder at long off. All elegance. Minimal reward on that.
Switch the field now with Ravina Chetri heading to extra cover and Captain Indubama out at long off. Lines up again, and that's where it's headed. It will go straight to the captain in the bumpy outfield. You can see lots of sand patches there. He's had to dry that outfield out.
Yeah, the ground staff here at the AIT ground in Bangkok have done exceedingly well to give us a game today. While most of us waited, they worked tirelessly, relentlessly through mud puddles and scorching heat for over 5 hours straight.
Shahzad now, and a swing and a miss. They get the dot. Good one for Nepal. Good result.
It's easy to overlook the efforts put behind the scenes, but what we've seen, the kind of commitment from the ground staff is truly, truly commendable. The Thailand Cricket Association should really take a lot of pride in their personnel.
Goes the reverse, misses this one as well. Inventive, but with no reward. It's another dot in the books.
The run rate, the required run rate keeps climbing, and it's gone over 8 now. This is slipping out of the hands of Hong Kong, China.
2 dot balls, and then that one should be wide, is the first extra for the whole game, in fact. There's only been a leg by, that's the first bowling infringement.
We are yet to see a boundary from the Hong Kong, China side in this chase.
This time keeps it just inside the tram line, so gave away the extra, then back to dots. One ball left to the third. Just the 4 runs off it so far. The stumps back together. Finish off this over. Shahzad eating up some dots here, 4 off 8. And White gets the inside edge. Howard didn't go onto the stumps. Not sure, but no one back there, so they can push hard for 2. Running on the arm again. Shahzad just back in time. So 2 valuable runs to finish off the over, pushing Hong Kong to 14 for 2 after 3.
She had launched that one over the covers with intent, but ended up getting just an edge of it. The equation now 16 needed for Hong Kong, China, of just 2 overs. The final 2 overs, remember, of this rain-reduced 5 overs a side fixture here at the AIT ground in Bangkok, Thailand, to get themselves in the wins column. They just have 2 points from as many washouts so far in this important qualifying event, as they look to find their place eventually in that big event coming up next year, the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in the UK.
Some indecision on who's going to bowl this penultimate over for Nepal. Subman Rai was heading towards picking the ball up, but Pooja Mahato will bowl a second. 6 off her first.
Such a streetwise player as Pooja Mahato, of course, started playing the sport in earnest in Delhi, not in Nepal. Took up the cricket love, got bitten by the bug during the COVID lockdown. After accompanying her brother to practice, received free training in Delhi and committed fully to the game subsequently. And look, the results are here for everyone to watch.
Keeps it wide, brings it in again. Hill can only punt onto the offside for a single. So now 15 off 11, 17 off 11, I should say. Yep, 15. Get my maths right there, Manisha.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Hong Kong, China, and their chances of making it through to the Super 3s here. But who knows, a few lusty blows here from Shahzad and Hill could decisively turn the game on its head. They've got the batting ammunition and the reputation to do exactly that.
Shahzad back on strike, actually smashed Nepal for a 6 to bring out the half century, and she goes aerial this time. Could it be the first one of the game? It sure is, all the way for a maximum. Big 6 from Shanzine Shahzad.
Of course, she's delighted with that stroke, the first boundary of the innings, and it's going to be a maximum. Cleared her front leg and unloaded in style. deep into the leg side it went. And that is how you do it, right? When you swing hard, swing with disdain.
Right on cue, talking about Shanzhen bringing out that half century with the 6, she does it. So Hong Kong in this chase, swings hard again, out on the leg side. Quick first, but no running on this arm. They'll head towards single. No, it'll be overthrows. Poor fielding from Nepal allows the second.
Yeah, there is a lot of chatter on swing from the Nepali fielding unit. Vice Captain Pooja Mahato clearly not happy with that throw from the deep. Should have been a single, but in the end, an additional run conceded. Most importantly, to allow Shahzad to get back on strike.
Started this over thinking Hong Kong, China was in trouble. All of a sudden, they just need 7 more off 9 deliveries. Shahzad into the double figures. Oh.
Is that the dismissal that they're going for? Is that a run out at the non-striker's end? Well, N. Janani has just signaled that it's going to be a dead ball.
Now, wasn't in the full process, I don't think, and Mariko just turned around and stayed where she was. The decision goes their way. It's all to play for. Trying everything here, even seeing the man can come out.
Yeah, it's very much within the laws of cricket, but you need to get it right, and the umpire needs to be convinced that you've got it right when the non-striker is trying to steal a run.
Swings hard this time again, going out towards long on. Will just be the single would expect. Yes, make sure that one's not an overthrow.
Well, been quite an eventful over this. A 6, a couple of runs in the form of a 2, and a failed run-out effort at the non-striker's end, backing up.
Mariko survives. She's on strike. 8 off 8. They just need less than a run of balls. Keep going at that strike rate of 100. Just waits on this one. Jabs it forward of point. Carry out into the cover point region in the deep. And pushing hard again. And they will get through back for 2 this time. No run out. And more runs for Hong Kong.
Yeah, full credit to Mariko Hill there. She knew exactly what she needed to do. 100% clarity in terms of setting off for that second run from Hill in particular. And the result, they do it in style.
And they show our broadcast areas set quite a way away from the players' area, but I can hear the Hong Kong dugout from here, and the Nepal players can hear it as well, adding some pressure. Just 4 more runs required off 7 deliveries.
Expensive over this from Vice Captain Pooja Mahato. 12 coming off the first 5 balls. And it's clearly Hong Kong, China with their nose ahead in this contest.
It's going to be another single. Couldn't get down onto that one. Mahado, they take the single. Hill will retain strike. 1 over remains. 4 done. Hong Kong, China, 27-2. Well, if Hong Kong, China manage to get the win here, and the odds would say they should be able to find 3 runs off 6 deliveries, go back to the point where they were 9 for 2, 2 wickets down, no runs on the board after 3 deliveries. Nepal looked like they really were going to defend this 29. As it stands, the equation, just a run every 2 balls for Hong Kong, China. I'm sure they'll be having a chat on what they do and don't run on. Do not want a wicket. Nepal, of course, will take the dot and a wicket every day of the week, break this partnership up.
Well, Kavita Kanwar had begun the proceedings with the ball in this defense of Nepal's, and she's been asked to bowl that second and final over of this game here at the AIT ground in Bangkok. The equation now just 3 required of these 6 deliveries. Can Nepal produce a moment of brilliance in the field to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat?
Well, Kunwa's first over went for 2. That would tie the teams, and somehow managed to repeat that. And it's going to be a wicket to start with. This game is not done yet. Mariko Hill castled, and the 3rd wicket falls for Hong Kong on 27.
What a terrific terrific strike this is. Mariko Hill set back for a run ball 11. Hill gave Conver the charge, but that late shape into the right-hander took the top of middle and leg. And in the end, it is Kavita Conver who's brought Nepal back into the mix. The game is not over just yet, hey?
Yasmin Daswani coming out to the crease at number 5 for Hong Kong, China. 5 balls remain, 3 runs required. No time to get the eye in for Daswani.
Delectable in-swinger that from Kavita Conver. Such an important cog in Nepal's wheel back.
2 for 2 now for Kunwa. Can she be the hero here? 5 balls remaining. New batter on strike. Will be Kunwa to Daswani. Eases it. There's runs here, at least one, probably 2 if they push hard. Pick up and throw. It's not going to carry. They will get the 2. The 2 teams are tied on 29.
Terrific placement on that, bisecting the point, backward point region. That's a superb stroke to bring out right after you arrive on the crease at such a crucial juncture in the state of play. 2 runs for Daswani, 2 important runs for Nepal. Now just 1 solitary run required for Hong Kong, China to set this chase.
It's eased. They're going to run on the arm. A chance of a run. Nobody in the stumps. Hong Kong, China are going to get the win. They win it in 4.3.
Easy peasy in the end for Hong Kong, China. 3 balls to spare. And eventually, they're going to get those 2 crucial points and go level here in terms of where to position themselves in Group C.
Well, that might be one of the most important 3-run innings that Yasmin Daswani's ever made. She came out, first delivery, hits a 2, then takes a 1 to get the victory. And a big win for Hong Kong, China. As you say, unless you're in this Group C, the context, it's all to play for with 2 games left for each side. A game left for Hong Kong, China, a game left for Nepal. But Hong Kong, China now jump to the top of the table with 4 points, leaving Nepal stranded on 3.
This has been a terrific all-round show from Hong Kong, China. Alison Sue, of course, the pick of the bowlers, taking a 3-wicket haul. And then Shanzeen Shahzad came out with those important blows with the bat in this 30-run chase. Yasmin Daswani getting off the mark with 2 crucial runs and eventually
What